with the vibes up, Flacco in, and really the division on the line, the Cincinnati Bengals went out against the Jets and suffered one of the worst losses from any team this entire season. Yeah, this is no exaggeration. There's a good chance that that loss by the Bengals, 39-38 to the Jets, very well could be the difference between them possibly winning the division and missing the playoffs entirely. It was that bad of a loss considering the circumstances. They were up 38-24 in the fourth quarter. The Jets offense was ranked bottom 3 in the league in the first place, I believe. I think they only scored, let me double check on that one, but I know their offense had been inept most of the year. However, for as bad as the Jets defense is, the Bengals defense is clearly just a disaster. And there's a brewing kind of four-way race for the worst defense in the league. You have the Cowboys, the Ravens, who've been improving, by the way, the Dolphins, and the Bengals. But none of those teams lost a game quite like this defensively, right? Like normally when we see the Cowboys, well, the Cowboys almost lost a game like this to the Giants in an inept offense with a quarterback. But they at least won the game, but they were trying to fold that game. The Ravens, when they lost their game, that was high scoring. It was to the Bills. And even though the Giants, whatever, they had neighbors at that point, they had weapons. This Jets team didn't have Garrett Wilson. So you knew what you were going to get. Justin Fields, his own owner, just came out and was like, yeah, it's hard to win games with a guy like this. His owner said that. So, like, for you to not be able to beat that team that hasn't won a game yet all year, I mean, to their credit, they kept fighting. They were never teetering. And by the way, the Jets, 6th worst offense in the league. Scoring-wise, they score 18 a game. And I mean, to let just Justin Fields hit big pass after big pass on 3rd and 4th downs when their passing offense has been one of the worst in the league. I mean, that just can't happen. The Jets passing offense has been the worst in the league, averaging a stunning 143 yards per game. And you let Justin Fields go for 244, a touchdown, and come from behind down 2 touchdowns on you. You let Breece Hall throw a game-winning touchdown pass as a running back. He's rolling right. Made him look like Patrick Mahomes out there throwing lasers. Now, it was a great throw, but they just at no point could make a play. The Bengals defensive line, 0 sacks in this game, just no pressure on Fields because we know he doesn't really want to throw the ball, and he's a little slower to those decisions in running it. But no sacks in this game. Defensively, they are bottom 6 in the league in sacks with only 1.6. We know that their pass defense, awful. The worst passing defense in the league. Run defense-wise, they're bottom 3. And let's get you guys all the numbers, Bengals fans, because I know you guys are upset. I'd be upset too. So let's get the exact numbers. Sorry, pass defense-wise, they were 3rd in the league, allowing 257 per game. Running defense-wise, they are the 6th worst running defense in the league, 137 allowed rushing. So they let you run, they let you throw. And I think points, they are 2nd worst in the league with 31 a game. That might have moved. Well, no, the Cowboys were down there, and they're still down there. So that fight down there is crazy between the Dolphins allow 29, Cowboys allow 29, Ravens allow 32. But, I mean, this game, like, you have a backup quarterback in, and you just let that happen. We didn't even get to the running game. The Jets ran all over the Bengals. This was pathetic. 37 rushes, 254 rushing yards. Breece Hall goes for 133 and 2 touchdowns. Missed tackles all over the field. Isaiah Davis is out here breaking out 50-yard runs. Who? Exactly. Who's that guy cooking their running defense? That was just yikes. And there's no resistance. If I promise you, if DJ Turner isn't making a play, this defense doesn't do anything. And it's 8 games in. That was just week 8. So 7-8 games in. Where's Trey Hendrickson? Where has he been? I'm looking up his numbers. Trey Hendrickson has done nothing. Their rookie pass rusher has done nothing. Their D tackles get bullied. And it sucks, right? Like, I do want to see Joe Burrow come back with a chance. I like watching this offense. We'll get to him. The offense, to me, looks cool. But, like, my God, Trey Hendrickson has 4 sacks this year. Tied for 22nd. Not terrible, but that's pretty. I mean, when you were first in the league last year, when you led the league, and this year you're down to 22nd, that's a part for the defense. Another part, they fired Lou Anarumo, which he wasn't doing great last year, but he had shown in the playoffs and big moments to be good and able to kind of get you, I don't know, to a Super Bowl. You hire Al Golden from college from Notre Dame, and nothing has changed because, well, you had talented guys, Jesse Bates, Geno Atkins. I mean, those guys are old now, but you had talented guys. You know, you didn't pay them. That's on the organization. It's not all on this coaching staff or even on these players. But a lot of it is, unfortunately, because you brought in Al Golden. He's not getting the job done. And 39 to the Jets is abhorrent. You guys like that? Abhorrent? That's how bad that was, right? We got to go deep into the dictionary, into the thesauruses for the exact definition of what that Bengals defense put out there against the Jets. Bummer, too, because Joe Flacco and the offense, they were grooving. Flacco, Jamar Chase connection went crazy. Again, Chase 12 catches, 91 yards. Fantasy owners love Joe Flacco because he's just going to throw Jamar Chase whatever pass, whether that little drag, little out route. Get Jamar Chase the ball. He threw a deep route to T. Higgins early as well. For me, what was impressive for the Bengals offensively was the running game. They had done a very good job running the ball with Chase Brown. Chase Brown had 72 yards. P. Ryan with 90. That was an impressive game for both of them. They came into this game last in the league in running the football, averaging 68 yards per game running. That's really, really bad. And that's 10 yards worse than the next team, which is a lot when you consider rushing yards. And they had 188 this game. Very good performance. However, the offense is not absolved because I know the defense is bad, but you did lose a 2-touchdown lead to a team without a win. And I think that the play calling, up 6-7 minutes left, to not run the ball at all when they had been dominant with it. Then they had the punt. And then next drive after that, 2-minute warning situation, down 1. Now you come out with 2 runs. And the runs didn't work. And then it had to be Flacco 3rd and 8, and just they didn't run the offense they had been running all game that had been working with a balanced mix. And I think it would have worked earlier, but at the 2-minute warning, then you should go out there and try to throw the football. Chase Brown and Piron, they looked like they had burst. The offensive line looked good, only allowed 1 sack, run blocking, all that. But still, we can't go too far from it. It was just a disaster game, even made worse with the news that Joe Flacco 50-50 for this Bears game. That means there's a 50% chance, a 5-0, baby. Did that look right for you? 5-0, right? Yeah, 5-0. 50% chance that the Bengals fans go from up 2 touchdowns and a 4-4 record, 1 half game back of the Steelers, to now you're starting Jake Browning at 3-5. And my God, man, if that, I was wondering why Jake Browning was still on the team. Maybe he's learned something throughout this stretch, but my goodness, man, that is not where you want to go. And you are playing the Bears, but even though I want to say you are playing the Bears, Caleb's been consistent. You just let up 39 to Fields, right? 31 to Rodgers was kind of okay, but 39 to Fields. The Vikings had 48 on them. Now, a lot of that was Aaron Rodgers, touchdowns, but that was also Jake Browning in there. And upcoming, you get the Bears. You really, really needed to beat the Jets. You got the Bears. Then you get the Steelers. You can beat the Steelers for sure. Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens. The Ravens are now in there fighting. And then at the end, you get Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. Those last three kind of give you hope. I'm not going to lie if you're a Bengals fan, especially because Joe Burrow should be back by that point. However, these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games are now treacherous because you lost a ridiculous game you didn't need to lose to the New York Jets. And they still would have to win the division. At this point, you got to beat the Ravens obviously once. You got to beat the Steelers again. That is their only path to the playoffs. They're not going to, I don't think, be able to win enough games to be a wild card team right now, 3-5. So for the Bengals, a disaster, getting worse throughout the week with the possibility of no Joe Flacco in this Bears game where you definitely need him. And I got to tell you, game on the line, 3-5. I am sure with this defense looking like it is, I'm sure the last thing Bengal fans want to see is Jake Browning. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.